if you want to get something done, get the Swifties behind you. If you want to break up a monopoly, find a way to get the Swifties interested in breaking up that monopoly. Swifties, if you don't know, are Taylor Swift's fan base, and they're ready for revenge, and they're being quite fearless about it because they know all too well that Ticketmaster is a monopoly and is practicing some unfair business practices. You're not going to get those tickets if you're trying to get them on Ticketmaster. It's tragically true for a lot of Taylor Swift fans, and you may have tried to get tickets for a concert recently and been met with a lot of junk fees from Ticketmaster. Now they're being sued. It's a class action lawsuit of the Swifties against Ticketmaster. So, reporting from NPR, lawyers for the 26 plaintiffs who live in 13 states across the United States filed the complaint in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Friday. It alleges that the ticketing platform has a monopoly on primary and secondary markets and accuses it of engaging in fraudulent practices and various antitrust violations, including price discrimination and price fixing. Now, a quote from the lawsuit directly, defendants' anti-competitive behavior has substantially harmed and will continue to substantially harm Taylor Swift fans, as well as competition in the ticket sales market and the secondary ticket services market. The lawsuit reads, it seeks $2,500 for every violation of California's unfair competition law, which prohibits false advertising and illegal business practices. So calculations show that Ticketmaster's scam fees now account for up to 78% the original price of a ticket. It is insane how much money they're charging, and they're able to do this because they have a monopoly. It's something called dynamic pricing. So let's get into how they got to this place where they can charge this much for a ticket. So Ticketmaster controlled about 80% of the market. Live Nation controlled about 200 plus artists and most major concert venues and event venues. They used Ticketmaster. So Live Nation used Ticketmaster to sell events or to sell tickets for the events that they were holding in their venue. And then in 2007, Live Nation decided they wanted to start selling their own tickets, and Ticketmaster did not like that very much. They quite liked the control they had over the market, and they realized the threat that this would pose. So 2 years later, they had a $2.5 billion merger. So now, two of the largest companies in the live music industry dominate the market. They've created a monopoly by merging together. The consequence of this is they can charge extremely high prices with little to no competition. And the way they do this is they charge fees at the time of sale, and they can charge the fees twice because they also offer ticket resales. So there was a point in time where the top antitrust cop in the United States under the Obama administration could have done something about this merger, but decided not to. That was Christine Varney, who works in the antitrust division. She was an attorney with the US Department of Justice. And here's what she said at the time of this merger. We heard that it is impossible to understand the litany of fees and why those fees have proliferated. I also understand that consolidation has been going on in the industry for some time, and the resultant economic pressures facing local management companies and promoters. These are meaningful concerns, but many of them are not antitrust concerns. So two of the largest companies, one that controls the venues and artists, and one that controls ticket sales, have merged. And that's not an antitrust concern. Thankfully now, the FTC is looking into it. This is a quote from Business Insider. The head of the Federal Trade Commission understands Swifties' antitrust concerns all too well. Lena Khan, who chairs the agency, said on Tuesday that Ticketmaster's now infamous pre-sale for Taylor Swift's highly anticipated Eras tour ended up converting more Gen Zers into anti-monopolists overnight than anything I could have done. You also have President Biden recently tweeting, I know hidden junk fees like processing fees on concert tickets are a pain. They are unfair, disruptive, and add up. That's why last week I called on my administration to crack down on those fees and put that money back in your pocket. So that was on November 3rd. Now, November 18th, we found out that Ticketmaster is under investigation by the Justice Department for abusing its monopoly power over the live music industry. So reporting from CNN Business on what's going on with the CEO of Live Nation. In a letter addressed to Live Nation CEO Michael Rapino Tuesday, that was this past Tuesday, the House Energy and Commerce Committee demanded a briefing on what went wrong and what the steps the company is taking to fix the problems are. The committee members want to meet with Rapino by December 15th. The recent pre-sale ticketing process for Taylor Swift's upcoming tour, in which millions of fans endured delays, lockouts, and competition with aggressive scammers, scalpers, and bots, raises concerns over the potential unfair and deceptive practices that face consumers and event goers. That's what the statement from the House Energy and Commerce Committee was. So finally, the government is stepping up to do something about Ticketmaster's monopoly, but it really took Swifties getting angry and taking to the internet and creating a commotion about it for us to get something done. So just a reminder that the CEO of Live Nation, Michael Rapino, made $70.6 million in 2016. You would think that these people would be working for companies that got something done. Given they have a monopoly, no, their main interest is making money. And that's why we have people like Eric tweeting stuff like this, who said, "I hope the Swifties obliterate Ticketmaster ASAP. There is no reason for Death Grips tickets to be sold out in literal seconds, bro." Yeah, it's people buying these tickets so they can resell them, and Ticketmaster has an incentive to allow that to happen because they can collect the fees twice. So Ben, are you a Swiftie? What do you make of Ticketmaster's monopoly and how they've been taken down by the Swifties?
I am a Swiftie. I'm offended you have to ask. Big Taylor Swift fan, and hopefully Taylor Swift herself gets in the mix and becomes vocal on this and doesn't just leave it to 26 of her fans. Also, there's millions of Swifties. Why are only 26 of them in this class action lawsuit? It would be pretty incredible if there was like 300,000 of them in this class action lawsuit. It would be even more effective. Also, it is true, the CEO of Ticketmaster Live Nation, Michael Rapino, $76 million salary, but with ticket fees, his salary was over 150 million. I'm making that up, but you get the point. Is that it's just outrageous. It's complete highway robbery of people that are just trying to enjoy live entertainment. And I say this as a stand-up comedian who often works for Live Nation, who often does events that are ticketed by Ticketmaster. I don't care, I'll say it. I'm all about speaking truth to power all the time, even if it's the mouth that feeds me sometimes, hand that feeds me. I don't know what the phrase is. The point is, stop it. Why would we ever not break up a monopoly that is clearly destroying the fair interests of the general public? What interest do we have? This isn't even one of the legacy industries that our government is baked in, corrupt in bed with. It's not a oil and gas company. It's not a defense contractor. It's just concert tickets. Break them up. This should be easy. Same thing they should be doing with Facebook and the huge social media conglomerates. Break them up. There's no negative, and there's no negative to doing so, and it's only benefiting these greedy companies to continue being rewarded for not allowing regular people to enjoy life. It's just enough already. Get over yourselves. You can make billions and not billions of billions. Stop. God, I'm never gonna work again, am I?
That's it for you, Ben. You're gonna be cut off by Live Nation after that.